FBC Fire Break. This is a multiplayer first-person shooter spin-off of Control. You've got your crisis kits, which is what your secondary weapons and stuff are. I have the splash kit, and when you upgrade it enough, you can have this kind of super move where you add a boiling hot tea kettle and you can light all your enemies on fire. My other teammate, you can summon this terrifying gnome. I hated this thing. There is friendly fire on in this game, so this gnome will fully kill me if I stand too close to it. If Control is 80% cool atmospheric horror, 20% absurdity, this is that same ratio but flipped a little bit. Welcome to New Gameplay Today. I am Game Informer's own Charles Harte. We're back, surprise, surprise, and I'm joined today by senior associate editor now, Wesley LeBlanc.
I'm back, surprise, surprise. I was on paternity leave for 6 or 7 weeks, and now I'm back, and this is my first on-video appearance. I'm a different person. I'm a father.
Whoa, a changed man. Do you feel more like Joel or Kratos?
Honestly, something that has made me laugh a lot after becoming a father is I do not struggle with whatever Kratos and Joel are in terms of being a dad. I don't struggle to love my child and not be violent around them. For me, it's more so, how do I make my child love me as much as they love their mom, who has a very precious resource called milk that I cannot provide.
Yeah.
I need that game.
How do you get the proverbial dad milk?
Exactly. Yeah, that's the kind of dad games we need in 2025, in my opinion.
Well, another game we're going to get in 2025, we're seeing footage of right now. This is FBC Fire Break. This is a multiplayer first-person shooter spin-off of Control. This is in the Remedy verse. And this game mode I'm playing right now, you got to get these leech pearls, which are these like little radioactive things in these pods. This is in the Quarry, I want to say it's called. Have you played Control, Wes?
Yes. Yeah, this looks like the game's Quarry.
And this is a mode where you've got to push this cart along this guide rail and then bring the pearls over to it. And as you'll see when I go to pick it up, they are radioactive, so you don't want to hold on to them too long because it's going to give you this status thing. This is gameplay I captured when I went to Finland to the Remedy's HQ, which was really cool. So this is me and 2 other journalists. We've never played the game before, so please excuse my definitely bad shooting. It's always awkward to play when you know you're being recorded, and then it's even worse to watch it back later.
Yeah, but the other two journalists are way worse than you, for sure. Totally.
Absolutely, for sure. As you'll see,
you're carrying them. Definitely, I can see that. This is already way more interesting than I thought, in that I didn't think they would have these types of objectives. I haven't looked too much into the game because I already know I'm playing it. Like it's a day one for me. It's a Remedy game. I definitely thought it was just like horde mode, like wave based. You're just shooting things with friends. So it's very cool to see these objectives in here.
Yeah, so this mode is specifically called ground control. There's these shelters like this that you recognize because we're in the Federal Bureau of Control. You can open up. And the way that the difficulty levels of this game work, there's 2 ways that they're controlled. One of them is, I wish I could remember the specific name. So one is like literally how hard it is, how much damage you're taking, how much damage you're dealing. And the other is how long and complicated the missions are. So this is like complication level 2. So what's going to happen here is we're going to fill up the shuttle with leech pearls, get it into a second area, and then fill it up with leech pearls there. And I think each mode has 3 like stages. So as you're playing, you have to unlock the later stages, but you start off just by being like, okay, we're going to get really comfortable with this first room, then the second room, and then the third room. And then the third room is always like the big final confrontation that gets really complicated. So in a different one, we'll see there's a like big sticky note monster. We never got to the 3rd level of ground control. This was just the second one, but and then after you get past there,
was it so hard you couldn't get to the 3rd level, or you didn't have the time?
So we did eventually get to one. I didn't include footage of that because it was kind of glitched out, and I didn't want to misrepresent the game.
Yeah.
But we did die. It was, I think it was a lack of coordination.
On the other 2 people's
we had
parts, not your fault, of course.
Yeah, communication's a one-way street. Real quick, I just want to, while we're seeing this part, one of the things in the game is you've got your crisis kits, which is what your secondary weapons and stuff are, and they've got a bunch of upgrades. I have the splash kit, and when you upgrade it enough, you can have this kind of super move where you add a boiling hot tea kettle, and you can light all your enemies on fire like this. So once I open up the new room, I played enough, I was doing it. My other teammate has a thing where he can summon this terrifying gnome, which is slowly creeping towards me. I hated this thing. There is friendly fire on in this game, so this gnome will fully kill me if I stand too close to it.
This is the gnome?
Really
all this red lighting? Is that? Oh, there it is, yeah. Oh, that is quite scary. Very Remedy, though.
Yes. And yeah, so I picked the splash kit because, so you have your secondary, so mine is this water cannon that I can use to put out fires. Oh, thanks, Charles. You're really great timing there. You've got your like ultimate move that charges up over time, and then you have a deployable you can put on the ground. Mine is a little water fountain that if I pour water into, it creates a little healing area, which is nice.
Okay, nice.
Is this because I wanted to feel useful.
Is it like a hero shooter setup, or are you like designing your class completely?
So you pick the kit, so that in this case is like the water cannon, water thing, and the teapot. That all comes together. But then you can customize your weapons and your loadout and your cosmetics outside of that.
Okay, cool. How does the gunplay
and you're unlocking
feel?
all of these over time, right? So when you start up the game, you're just gonna have the secondary. You're not gonna have the deployable or anything else.
Okay. How does a first-person gunplay feel in a Remedy game?
It felt fine. I don't think I was thinking about it all that much. This is like at the end of our session, so this is like a maxed out submachine gun at the end of the upgrade track. These dudes, I don't remember what they're called in Control, but I don't think you can kill them in that game either.
Just run.
And they are terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is me trying to shoot it, and now I know, Charles, this isn't gonna work. Doesn't matter what you do.
Try that now. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, the other nice thing about the water cannon is it makes enemies wet, which can have a bunch of like status implications. So one of my, I keep wanting to say coworkers, one of my party members has an electric-based weapon. So if I get a bunch of enemies wet, he can shock them all. And there's some other stuff where enemies just take a lot more damage if they're wet and then electrocuted. That's really the thing you'll see a lot in Paper Chase. And that's one way that I was like, we really failed on the. You'll see I'll also have footage of Paper Chase after this, but we really failed on that one because we didn't coordinate our abilities well enough. But I think if we had done that, we would have been a lot more deadly. Here we have completed our objective, so we finished the second area, and when you're set to this level, this is the point where you're supposed to run away and try to get back to the elevator. So I knew there was a boss enemy there, and other than that, now this is just the escape mode.
This is really cool. Very jealous you got to play this.
I'm glad it's living up to the hype in your mind.
So it is, I mean, Remedy's kind of been forward about it, but this is not a story-focused game, at least compared to their other games, right? This is get in there with some friends and have some fun. It just happens to be in Remedy's weird, wacky universe. There's
some dialogue where, like, oh, here you can see this is my water thing that I'm going to use. So this is going to heal us while we're trying to open up the elevator door. Yeah, there's some dialogue in like the menus, and like there's little quips that you might have seen in the subtitles earlier than this. And I think like a few of them reference maybe named characters, but other than that, it does not seem to be narrative forward at all. There's like a joke in here where they're like, did you know the director of the Bureau doesn't even have any prior experience?
That's
stuff
awesome.
Like that.
Yeah, I saw one quip earlier that was like talking about how it's messed up salaried employees can't get overtime and they just get worked more. It's fun.
The game director, Mike Kayada, I think is how you pronounce it, he said that he said these are arbitrary numbers, but if Control is 80% cool atmospheric horror, 20% absurdity, this is that same ratio but flipped a little bit. So it is still like intense. I'm trying to like stay alive, but I mean when your ability to fight these guys off is a lightning gnome, then it's hard to like take it seriously 100% of the time.
Yeah. Yay!
So that's ground control. We succeeded.
And so do you unlock stuff here? Like is it you just succeed to continue moving forward? Like, what's the...
Yeah, so there's like a upgrade track, and they mentioned that, like, I don't have any footage of it because I believe they're like overhauling it when we recorded it. We were just playing an older build because it was more put together.
Yeah.
So you would go through and you would unlock like new weapons, upgraded weapons. I don't think there was like a ton of weapon customization, but that's also how you get like the later abilities and the class and stuff.
Okay, cool.
This is so we did a level 2 danger thing. This is now a level 4 danger thing. So that means there's not only 3 different areas that we're trying to get to. There's also these corrupted items. So this drum here, which I started destroying and it escaped. I never destroyed it throughout this playthrough because I couldn't find it again. And you'll see as it happens, whenever it shows up, everything speeds up. So the enemies move faster, but you also get to shoot faster. So it really just complicates everything.
Yeah.
This also specific weapon is how you can destroy them. It does extra damage to them.
What is this? You're like grinding a stone and...
I think it's the stones from the quarry.
Oh, okay.
And it just has some like altered world event power in there.
So drum detected.
This also is the...
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, this also here is the shower. I haven't mentioned it, but I've used it a few times. This is how you heal in the game. There's a bunch of dialogue about how like showering together makes your days easier.
Yeah.
Bunch of silly stuff like that.
So the up top left, it says drum detected fast enemies. That seems like almost like a mission modifier. It's the drum you talked about. And then the destroy sticky notes, I take it as your actual objective to win?
Yes. It's hard to see right now because the power's off. And I think we'll turn that on later. But that's what makes it, so the farther complicated you get, like the higher difficulty levels, the more, at least my understanding is that there will be more corrupted items that are going to add those modifiers you'll destroy in each area. This is the fuse box. It's kind of like I think Helldivers kind of style, where you got to do like a quick button prompt.
Yeah.
But there's a bunch of times the power will go out in certain areas of the game. So there is the shower and there's a little ammo station. If those are both out of power, you're not going to get as much out of them. So one of these classes is they have a fix kit, and they can repair that stuff really fast, so you don't have to worry about it. Whereas my kit is more about healing people, but also like literally putting out fires when there's fires around.
I'm taking, I sense the drum is nearby. Seems like
I think so.
your guy was moving really fast.
I think it's limited to just the one area. So after we get out of here, we'll figure it out.
Also, it's a really nice touch to have the sticky notes on your screen. That's fun.
Yes, yeah. I think if you get too many of them, this never happened to any of us, but if you get too many sticky notes on you, you kind of turn into a sticky note monster.
Oh, yeah, that's happened to me before.
I'm making all these wet because they clear out really fast if they're wet and then get electrocuted. You can see my teammates one of them has a melee weapon, the other one has the electric thing that clears them out if it's wet, so that's nice.
What's the idea? Like, why are you destroying sticky notes? I'm a little lost on what's happening here.
I think it's just a remedy quirk where the issue here is that there's a bunch of sticky notes that are swarming over, and I don't think you'll see any right this second, but eventually you'll see some people that have been basically possessed by the sticky notes. But I don't know the specific lore reason. There's a few things where I was like, hey, what's the lore reason for this? And they're like, it was pretty funny, huh?
You're like, sick.
That is funny. It didn't really answer my question. I don't know why they have a lawn gnome that has these thunderstorms.
That's fun. It must be fun to work at a remedy. You can just kind of say because for every answer.
Yeah. There was you can see here, by the way, things are going horribly. One of my teammates down, the other one is very low health. I'm going to come here to try to turn the shower back on so I can heal myself.
That's a lot of button presses.
I do want to preface, we did not win this one. I wanted to put it second just because I wanted to have one where we won right up at the front. And this one had a lot of, like, the speeding up I thought would be kind of confusing.
Yeah.
We did not make it through.
Again, because of the other journalists, not...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like, where are they? What are they doing? I'm out here by myself in the dark. Anyways, I was going to say, so there's the fix kit, there's a splash kit, and there's one more kit I cannot remember. This is me trying to clear out some more of those sticky notes. Another issue that we were having is we spent a lot of time trying to take out the enemies, and you got to focus more on the objective, or else you're going to get stuck behind forever.
Yeah.
The other kit is the jump kit. That's right. He can do some cool
that's fun.
Jump moves. I think that's what the melee one is.
Did you find other enemy types, or just these guys?
So first of all, real quick, I had the teapot on. I tried to use my deployable to heal people, but didn't realize that if I had the fire activated, it would do a bunch of damage instead of healing anyone. So I downed my teammates, and I have to go shower again. There's some more enemies. There's some guys that are like flying on chairs. There's that sticky guy. Everyone's all sped up. This was terrible because the drum, it only lasts in one area, and then we didn't move on to the next area. So as soon as all the other guys spawned and ran in, it was like a huge new wave of super fast guys. And also when you die, you can see in the bottom left by our names, there's a volunteers and then a little triangle with a 5. That's how many times you guys can come back. So if you don't get to revive someone enough, you get like that many lives.
Okay. Very Helldivers.
But obviously if you run out, you lose. They did mention Helldivers as like a huge inspiration for them.
Yeah, that's I can definitely see that.
You had a question earlier. I think I cut you off. Was it just the enemy types?
Yeah, I was just asking about the different enemies, mostly because we've just seen those like kind of runner-looking dudes.
Yeah. Like I said, we don't get to it in this one, but there is a boss fight here that's between you and like a giant sticky note behemoth. So that's some kind of variation, but it is mostly just these fast guys.
Yeah.
And then if they get sticky noted, I think there's some footage later where one sticky note guy multiplies into 2 because we didn't kill him fast enough.
That's cool.
So that is always scary.
Do you feel that like it's a 3-player game, like only 3-player, right? You can't do like solo.
You can do solo.
Okay, but not duos, I imagine.
I think my understanding is it was 1 to 3. I asked the question. I was like, why only 3 players? And he was like, there's more options. But it seems to be designed for 3.
Yeah.
They seem to be like, we'll give you the option, but yeah.
Did you find any objectives that were like forcing you 3 to work together? I mean, you're working together because you're all trying not to die, but like you're kind of working alone. You know, you're just shooting sticky notes and killing enemies. Are there any objectives where it's like, I need to actually communicate with this other player and do this together?
So I think the thing it's hard to properly tell from this footage, because you're not hearing us talk, is that in order to clear off the sticky notes, I pretty much have to wet it for the electric character to clear some of them out. They don't clear out with bullets very well at all. So me running around and just making all these wet as I'm doing it, and sometimes I'm pinging it, or sometimes you can see that I'm doing it. You can see here I can shoot a little bit. I was trying to melee because I saw the other guy had a melee weapon. I was hoping it would work. But it's just way more efficient to combine your abilities here. But there's also, generally speaking, you're not locked into, like, you don't have to have one splash, one fix, and one jump kit. There's a mode called Hot Fix, I think. And that one has you turning off these like overheated fans, so you're running through the level and doing all these quick objectives. And that one, it might make sense to not have any jump kits, because on one hand you have to repair a bunch of stuff, which is good for the fix kit, and on the other hand there's a bunch of fires, which is good for the splash kit. So it's kind of up to personal preference, but yeah, I'd say it has more to do with like the combining of the kits than any specific like you need 3 people activating this. I mean, also it's nice to be able to revive people. Yeah.
Cool. Is so this is like a weird multiplayer game because it's not live service, which is kind of bucking the trend of most multiplayer releases.
Yes.
Does it feel different or weird or interesting, or like knowing that this is a multiplayer game that has like a defined endpoint? I mean, I'm sure you can run back missions over and over, but like it's not going to grow.
Yeah, well, so it is weird because they were talking about it. I think when I went into the whole thing, I was interested to play the game, and with these kinds of games, there's 2 questions, right? Is this fun? Like, is this a good game? And 2, is this going to find an audience? Because if it's a really great game and no one plays it, then that's how you get games that like shut down after a few weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was asking them about it, I was like, you guys are kind of ignoring a lot of trends in the industry or whatever. Are you worried about, I don't know, not getting enough players? This is us dying again. And they were talking about how they were like, if you play this game and it really sticks and you get 100 hours, that's great. Also, if you play the game on Game Pass and you only get like 3 hours, that's also fine. They just wanted to get their game into people's hands. And they don't have like I think they have a paid, maybe cosmetics pass, and you can pay for some cosmetics.
Okay.
But they were generally like, this isn't a game that you need to spend 1 million hours on, which is why it's not free to play. It's a paid game.
Yeah. Although it's like Game Pass, I think, and it's launching on PS Plus, I believe.
I think so. Yeah.
So a lot of ways to play without paying $50, which is cool.
Yeah. Thanks for joining me, Wes.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I enjoyed Remedy having me out. I had a lot of fun playing this game. And I will say, I said, is it going to find an audience? I hope so. Is it fun? I would say definitely. And thanks again, Wes. Are you're going to be checking this out? You said you're a day one Remedy
fan?
fan?
Absolutely. I got to check out anything Remedy. And this legitimately does seem fun, so I'll be there.
Yeah. Cool. Well, yeah. Thanks so much for watching. For more Game Informer stuff, check out the rest of our YouTube channel. Got a lot of great recent stuff on there. I should know. I edited it.
Yeah.
Also, Alex did. Thanks so much. Have a great day.